So the San Diego Comic Con has kind of been went, and I've given a little bit of time before I give up my kind of final thoughts on both sort of DC sort of news and Marvel's cinematic movie news. And so I'm going to start off with DC. I'll leave we link down in the description and an annotation somewhere that will lead you over to my sort of thoughts on Marvel sort of big news. But let's start off with DC, and kind of I have like just 3 main points. So the first one is the Arrow TV series. Now I loved the show. This was the one show I watched every other week, and to be honest it was really good, and I felt the kind of the sort of the character does justice, even though I've never known much more about the character. So it's quite good to know kind of that sense. And season 2 looks, it's going to be bigger and better. And all I'm really saying, but there's not really much shown, because they showed quite a bit of like the first season and then over to this one, but it's still interesting, looks really good. I hope that it goes bigger and better, and hopefully this might lead up to something a bit more bigger than something for TV. Next up is DV's kind of movie sort of dates that they've scheduled. So there's going to be a DC movie in 2015, I'll get to that in a minute, 2016 and 2017. 2017 is hopefully going to be the Justice League movie that we've all been waiting for so much. But what is 2016's film? Well, indeed, it's The Flash. Yes, The Flash. The Flash is finally getting his own movie. Now, some people are wondering, why not Wonder Woman? You know, if people think of the three musketeers of DC, it's Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman, but why not Wonder Woman? My opinion is because they're trying to work maybe a TV series for Wonder Woman rather than a film. And there's been a lot of problems that they've had with Wonder Woman in particular. Like the last time they tried to make a TV series, the pilot got so bad reviews that it cancelled the entire season. And Wonder Woman's just been one of those tricky characters kind of to portray nowadays. Everyone knows about the character, but to portray the character, it's just been really difficult. The Flash kind of makes more sense because because we've kind of dealt, because like Superman is like an alien being from Krypton, and obviously Batman is a rich sort of guy who's in tragedy, and obviously Wonder Woman's kind of like Amazonian, Green Lantern's kind of like sort of a space marshal, but to have the Flash who is more of like science, and it's kind of like science that did turn him into the Flash. I think this is pretty cool. I'm actually really looking forward to it because the Flash is one of my favourite DC characters, so really looking forward to that. But the big news of them all, the biggest news of them all from DC was the fact that there is going to be a Man of Steel 2 sequel, but it's going to also have Batman in it. Now this is big, but this isn't the Batman that we're all thinking that we're getting because of many actual evidence that is portrayed. First off, when the Colonel from Man of Steel came on, he brought out kind of a speech, but the speech or the quote that he read out wasn't from anything like Man of Steel. It was a Batman quote with some words changed and whatnot from The Dark Knight Rises. More specifically from The Dark Knight Rises, not The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight Returns Part 2 on Blu-ray that just recently came out. So obviously there's that little hint that Batman was going to be in it. Next up we get the logo. The final sort of logo, and it has the Superman, Man of Steel logo and also the Bat logo behind it. But it's not the Dark Knight logo. It's more reminiscent of the Dark Knight Returns logo, like from this little comic. And it's also hinting at the idea that these two aren't going to be friends. So we might actually not only get Superman and Batman in the one film, but we might also get to see them duke it out. Now this makes it a little bit more interesting because Superman doesn't know how strong he really is, but obviously but what about Batman? Now this a lot of people will argue with the fact that Batman shouldn't be in this, he should just be in the Justice League, but why not? This I see personally, in my opinion, is one step closer to the Justice League movie, and there could be really good cool references in this film. Like for instance, they could reference maybe a Green Lantern that appeared, or like maybe like again the Green Arrow guy from Arrow. You know, there can be references that can be made from this one, and then all of a sudden, you know, then they have the Flash movie, they can make reference to that. They might appear like someone near the end or something, who knows. And obviously we have our Justice League movie, and obviously I would like to see the Arrow guy from Green Arrow from Arrow in that Justice League movie, because I think he would actually fit really well. And also if they actually make a good Wonder Woman sort of TV show, maybe that character would then be in that movie. It probably would fit in really well. The only question is though, how big a role is Batman going to have? Well, he's going to have a big role, obviously, because it's Batman, but I think he's going to see Superman as a threat, because everyone kind of sees Superman as a threat. Obviously, if you've seen Man of Steel, spoilers by the way, spoilers, you know, he did really kind of like destroy a wee, you know, a wee town, kind of like a city, and obviously they're scared, but they don't know how dangerous he is. So, and obviously and Lex Luthor, I think, is going to be in it. So imagine those great minds coming together trying to think of a way to stop them, but you know, Batman's got his own agenda at the same time. So that is my news. Please comment if you have anything else that you liked about the sort of DC's announcements, what you think about the Superman Batman duo film, that the fact that there's going to be a Flash movie rather than a Wonder Woman movie, and will they ever get round to the Justice League movie? Who knows? You know, comment, like, subscribe, all those kind of deeds, and I will see you soon with the Marvel news. So I'll see you guys pretty damn soon.